category jamming together every possible learned fear and every innate aversion just sounds like a cop-out. I don't like that. I want to be more specific. But this idea that the scariest thing is the fact that the human mind can be made afraid of anything, I don't like that either. I mean, it might be the scariest thing possible, but it also might not. What about people who don't have an amygdala? Meet patient SM. Not the snake, the hands. This is all we are allowed to show you. Her amygdala was destroyed at the age of 10 due to an incredibly rare genetic disorder. And because she doesn't have an amygdala, she cannot learn to register experiences as threats, which puts her life in danger. And that's why we can't reveal her identity.
Patient SM's feelings, the feeling states, the subjective states seem to be absent in patient SM. For example, when she was walking through a park one night, a guy came up to her and put a knife to her throat saying, "Give me your money." And she just kind of ignored them and said, "Well, if you cut me, I'll chase you down and kill you," or something like that.
It was just all rational.
Yeah, yeah. And she apparently kind of knows that this isn't right, but she reacts in a different way.
Researchers have even purposefully exposed her to classically scary things like spiders and snakes and haunted houses and horror films, and she has exhibited no fear response to any of them whatsoever. For a long time, scientists considered SM living proof that without an amygdala, we are unable to feel fear. But then, one experiment changed everything. Scientists have known for decades that a lack of oxygen will make you feel dizzy and maybe even euphoric before you pass out. But elevated levels of carbon dioxide in the blood induce fear, anxiety, and panic. Patient SM volunteered to inhale concentrated CO2. Her brain interpreted the elevated levels of CO2 in her blood as proof that she was suffocating, a process we are innately averse to. As usual, the researchers expected SM to feel no fear, but for the first time in her adult life, she felt sheer and utter panic.
The great thing about that study on SM is really it was the first time that we showed that these emotional responses can occur without an amygdala.
Over the course of the next year, the scientists tracked down 2 rare patients in Germany who also had non-functioning amygdalae and gave them the same CO2 inhalation test. They had the same panic response. Researchers believe that the fight or flight responses they observed in these amygdala-damaged patients were induced by CO2 sensing neurons in evolutionarily older regions of the brain, like the midbrain or even the brain stem, which control more primal physiological functions. And so, if I want to terrify even the neurologically unscarable, I need our body's internal fear response to elevated carbon dioxide levels in the blood. But the story doesn't end there. SM's researchers later discovered something even weirder. When a control group of people with functioning amygdalae inhaled CO2, they showed a lower fear reaction than patient SM. Why? Well, this question led to a potentially revolutionary rethinking of the amygdala's role in fear. Researchers still believe that the amygdala learns to detect threats that are outside the body so that the body can respond to them. But when it comes to internal threats, it may actually inhibit your fear response. The control subjects knew they were participating in a safe, voluntary experiment. So their amygdalae may have effectively told other parts of their brain, hey, relax, okay, things are bad in the body, but I don't detect a real external threat, so like, calm down, a panic response isn't gonna help, not warranted. So, if you want to ensure the utmost amount of panic in the most people, you don't need to category jam every possible scary and unpleasant thing together. You only need 2 of them. Increase a person's blood CO2 levels and present an external threat they'll believe is causing it. Drowning, waterboarding, coerced CO2 inhalation, they're all variations of the one true scariest thing. elevation of carbon dioxide in the blood caused by an uncontrollable external threat. Sweet dreams. And as always, thanks for watching.